Most people don't realize how much of female pleasure begins long before any physical contact ever happens. Psychology shows that desire is shaped in the mind first, long before the body responds. What many misunderstand is that attraction, arousal, and fulfillment are not automatic reactions. They are learned, influenced, and deeply emotional processes. By the end of this discussion, you'll understand how female pleasure is influenced by psychology, environment, emotional safety, and self-perception. You'll see why connection, trust, and mental stimulation matter more than most people think, and how small psychological details can completely change intimate experiences. Female pleasure is often described as complex, but that complexity comes from how the brain processes safety, attraction, and meaning. The female brain is highly responsive to context. Stress, insecurity, or feeling judged can shut down desire almost instantly. On the other hand, feeling emotionally understood can amplify pleasure in ways that feel almost effortless. This isn't a flaw, it's an adaptive feature rooted in human bonding. One of the strongest psychological drivers of attraction is scent. Research shows that when a woman finds her partner's natural scent appealing, emotional bonding increases dramatically. This is because scent is processed directly by brain regions linked to memory and emotion. That means attraction can deepen without conscious effort. Have you ever noticed how certain smells instantly bring comfort or attraction without explanation? Another powerful influence is self-image. Many women report feeling distracted during intimate moments because they are thinking about how they look rather than how they feel. When the brain shifts into self-monitoring mode, pleasure signals weaken. This isn't vanity, it's a learned response shaped by social pressure. When someone feels accepted and desired as they are, the brain relaxes and pleasure becomes easier to access. Psychological stimulation plays a critical role here. Feeling emotionally wanted, listened to, and valued increases dopamine and oxytocin, the chemicals tied to desire and bonding. These chemicals don't respond to pressure or performance, they respond to safety and attention. This is why emotional neglect can be far more damaging than physical distance in relationships. Attraction also changes across biological cycles. During certain phases, especially ovulation, desire and sensitivity naturally increase. This isn't random, it's a biological response shaped by evolution. During these periods, subtle cues like confidence, social validation, and perceived desirability can feel more intense. Many people miss these shifts because they don't understand how biology and psychology interact. One surprising psychological insight is that people often appear more attractive when others show interest in them. This phenomenon is linked to social proof. The brain interprets attention from others as a signal of value. For women, this can increase attraction without conscious intention. It's not manipulation, it's how social brains evaluate safety and desirability. As women age, their preferences often shift toward experiences that feel emotionally grounded rather than purely physical. Emotional intelligence, calm presence, and meaningful conversation become more influential. This reflects a deeper understanding of what brings fulfillment. Pleasure becomes less about novelty and more about connection. Communication becomes increasingly important in this process. When concerns are expressed and met with empathy, trust grows. When they are dismissed or minimized, emotional distance forms. The brain remembers how it feels to be heard. That memory influences future desire more than most people realize. Trust and commitment also shape desire in complex ways. Feeling secure allows the brain to relax control mechanisms that inhibit pleasure. When trust is uncertain, the mind stays alert and enjoyment decreases. This is why emotional clarity often matters more than physical technique. Emotional conflicts can complicate attraction. Some people experience confusion when emotional bonds with friends feel stronger than romantic connections. This doesn't mean something is wrong. It often means emotional needs are being met more consistently in one relationship than another. The brain seeks safety and understanding above all else. For many women in midlife, pleasure becomes closely tied to emotional balance and intellectual connection. Feeling mentally stimulated and respected can increase desire more than physical appearance alone. This reflects a shift toward integrated intimacy, where mind and body work together rather than separately. Understanding boundaries is essential. Each person carries different cultural, emotional, and personal frameworks around intimacy. Respecting these boundaries builds trust. Ignoring them erodes it. Pleasure thrives in environments where consent, comfort, and clarity are prioritized. Nonverbal communication plays a major role in attraction. Tone of voice, eye contact, and attentiveness often matter more than words. The brain constantly scans for emotional cues. Feeling emotionally seen activates the same reward systems associated with pleasure. Self-esteem also plays a central role. When a woman feels confident in her worth, her brain is more receptive to pleasure. This is why self-love is not separate from intimacy. It is foundational to it. Emotional balance allows the nervous system to shift from defense to openness. Female pleasure is also diverse. There is no single correct pathway. Experiences vary widely from person to person. The brain integrates physical sensations with emotional context, creating unique responses. This diversity is normal and healthy. What matters most is understanding that pleasure is not a performance, it's a response. It emerges when the mind feels safe, curious, and connected. When pressure is removed, pleasure becomes more accessible. Interestingly, research into childhood experiences shows that early emotional environments shape how people understand safety and control later in life. Those who experienced inconsistency or emotional neglect may struggle more with trust. Addressing these patterns with awareness can lead to healthier relationships. Small psychological behaviors matter also. Using someone's name, offering genuine attention, and responding with empathy all strengthen emotional bonds. These behaviors activate trust circuits in the brain, making intimacy feel safer and more natural. What all of this reveals is that female pleasure is not mysterious, it's responsive. It responds to emotional safety, psychological stimulation, and mutual respect. When these elements align, pleasure becomes deeper and more meaningful. As you reflect on these insights, consider how often emotional needs are overlooked in favor of surface solutions. What would change if connection became the priority? Healthy intimacy grows from awareness. Awareness of oneself, awareness of another, and awareness of how the mind shapes experience. When these align, pleasure becomes less about effort and more about trust. If these ideas resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on how psychological safety shows up in your relationships. Share your thoughts in the comments and continue exploring the deeper patterns that shape human connection.